Maria Feodorovna's life took a pivotal turn on March 13, 1881, when Emperor Alexander II of Russia, her father-in-law, fell victim to a tragic bomb attack. This event deeply affected her, heightening her concerns for her husband Alexander's safety. The subsequent grand coronation ceremony in 1883 was conducted amidst heightened security due to threats against their lives, prompting their move to the more secure Gatchina Palace, where they spent 13 formative years with their children. Despite these challenges, Maria Feodorovna's grace, intelligence, and unwavering dedication to her people endeared her to many as a beloved empress. She actively championed philanthropic causes, supporting numerous charitable institutions and establishing schools for the education of young girls. Her presence at social events, including the prestigious imperial balls at Gatchina, underscored her prominent role in society. While her relationship with Grand Duchess Marie Pavlovna occasionally hinted at social rivalries, Maria maintained harmonious connections with most of her in-laws, often assuming a mediating role in family affairs. Her annual visits to Denmark offered moments of relaxation and family bonding, albeit viewed with suspicion by some European leaders like Otto von Bismarck. The monarchy faced a number of dangers while Alexander was in power, including an almost fatal train crash and an abortive attempt at assassination. Despite these difficulties, Maria Feodorovna never wavered in her devotion to her family, especially her eldest son Nicholas, who would grow up to become Nicholas II. Although she was first skeptical of Nicholas's decision to wed Princess Alix of Hesse because she didn't think Alix was a good fit to be empress, she finally came around to their union as Alexander's health began to deteriorate. The loss of Alexander in November 1894 deeply affected Maria, and she expressed her grief in her diary. During this period, she found comfort and support from her sister, the Princess of Wales, who stayed with her throughout the mourning process. After Alexander's death, Maria witnessed her son Nicholas's marriage to Alix of Hesse, who then became Empress Alexandra Feodorovna. As Empress Dowager, Maria enjoyed immense popularity, surpassing even her son Nicholas and daughter-in-law Alexandra in public affection. Her presence at Nicholas's coronation in 1896 was met with widespread applause and admiration, highlighting the Russian people's deep admiration for her. Maria divided her time between the Anikov Palace in St. Petersburg and the Gatchina Palace, utilizing Alexander's temporary imperial train for her travels. Maria's role as a political advisor to Nicholas II was significant, particularly in the early years of his reign, where she provided guidance on decisions and ministerial appointments. However, her influence gradually diminished as Nicholas increasingly relied on Alexandra for counsel. Despite her diplomatic skills and popularity, Maria's relationship with Alexandra was strained, as she held Alexandra accountable for many of the empire's challenges and her perceived disconnection from the Russian populace. Maria Feodorovna was a well-traveled person who frequently traveled overseas, visiting places like her birthplace Denmark and England, demonstrating her global connections and wide viewpoint. Her defense of Finland, amid the country's Russification, demonstrated her compassion for other people's suffering and her adherence to the concepts of autonomy and sovereignty. Despite personal hardships, such as the loss of her son George in 1899, Maria remained resilient and actively involved in her family's affairs. She played a pivotal role in arranging her daughter Olga's marriage to Duke Peter Alexandrovich of Oldenburg, emphasizing her dedication to her children's happiness and well-being, even in challenging circumstances. Maria faced additional family challenges, including her youngest son Michael's secret marriage, which sparked scandal and public outcry. Her disapproval of Rasputin's influence on Nicholas and Alexandra highlighted her protective instincts and concerns for the imperial family's reputation. Maria tirelessly advocated for Rasputin's dismissal, reflecting her deep commitment to upholding the family's integrity and dignity. Throughout these tumultuous periods, Maria Feodorovna remained a central and influential figure within the Romanov family and Russian society. Her diplomatic skills, unwavering devotion to her family and country, and tireless dedication to charitable endeavors during World War I exemplified her enduring legacy as a compassionate and steadfast leader. The imperial family was worried about Rasputin's supposed influence over Empress Alexandra and her role in state issues throughout the war. Maria Feodorovna and other relatives of the royal family attempted to allay these worries and lessen Rasputin's influence. In the midst of these difficulties, conversations concerning possible leadership transitions to preserve the monarchy surfaced. Maria Feodorovna was reportedly involved in these discussions, exploring options such as becoming the sole empress or serving as a regent for her grandson, Alexei. However, when she expressed her concerns about Rasputin to Nicholas II, Empress Alexandra's influence resulted in Maria being sent away from the capital to Kiev. In Kiev, Maria continued her charitable work with the Red Cross and hospitals, making valuable contributions to the war effort. Despite her long history in Russia, tensions emerged in her relationship with the imperial couple, particularly with Alexandra. After Rasputin's death, some family members suggested Maria return to the capital and take on a political advisory role, replacing Alexandra. However, Maria declined this proposal, emphasizing the importance of limiting Alexandra's involvement in state matters for the monarchy's stability. In 1917, Maria found herself amidst the tumult of revolutionary changes in Russia, both personally and politically. With the February Revolution and Nicholas's abdication, she journeyed from Kiev to meet her deposed son in Mogilev, only to realize the shifting dynamics back in Kiev. Acting on her family's advice, she relocated to Crimea alongside other Romanov refugees. During her time in Crimea, Maria received unsettling reports about the fate of her children and grandchildren, which she initially dismissed as hearsay. However, her private writings, including diary entries and letters to Nicholas, revealed her inner turmoil and enduring hope for their safety, despite the grim circumstances. Her daughter Olga later acknowledged Maria's gradual acceptance of the tragic reality, a process that began before her eventual relocation from Russia in 1919. Departing from Crimea aboard HMS Marlborough, organized by her nephew King George V, Maria embarked on a journey that included a brief stop in Malta before reaching England, where she stayed with her sister, Queen Dowager Alexandra. In England, Maria faced challenges of feeling overshadowed due to her sister's prominence as a Queen Dowager, leading her to eventually return to Denmark. Nonetheless, Maria continued to be cherished by Russian people who regarded her with fondness as their former empress. Despite declining an offer to assume a placeholder role for the Russian throne in 1921 and avoiding direct confrontations with the distressing details of her family's fate, Maria's steadfast hope and resilience served as a source of inspiration for those around her during these turbulent times. In her final years, Maria Feodorovna reflected on her imperial past and endured tragic losses during Russia's turbulent changes. As the Dowager Empress, she approached the end of her life with a sense of readiness, especially after her sister, Queen Alexandra, passed away in November 1925. On October 13, 1928, Maria peacefully passed away at age 80, having outlived 4 of her 6 children. Her funeral was held at the Russian Orthodox Alexander Nevsky Church in Copenhagen, followed by her initial burial at Roskilde Cathedral. A significant milestone came in 2005 when an agreement was reached between Queen Margrethe II of Denmark and Russian President Vladimir Putin, fulfilling Maria's wish to be reunited with her husband, Alexander, in Russia. This led to ceremonies in September 2006, culminating in the transfer of her remains to St. Petersburg. The funeral drew widespread attention, with European royalty present, marking a poignant moment in history. Despite unexpected incidents during the ceremonies, Maria's legacy was honored with the unveiling of a statue near her beloved cottage palace in Peterhof. After a service at St. Isaac's Cathedral, Maria Feodorovna's remains were laid to rest next to Alexander in the Peter and Paul Cathedral, symbolically reuniting her with her husband and closing a significant chapter in Romanov history. In closing, we invite you to like this video and subscribe to our channel to join us on future explorations of the rich tapestry of history. Thank you for being part of the Luxury Life Report, where history comes to life in captivating detail.